All right. Where is it? There we go.
This is always so terrifying. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, mother. Out. 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome to the Boomtown Hoops post-game show. I am your host, Weston Shepard. I am joined by Bobby, Cody, Josh, and Jesse. We're going to talk about the Thunder's 121-103 victory over the poor Washington Wizards, guys. Let's get straight into it. How are we feeling? We got to win. Bobby?
Well, very happy about the win. However, the Wizards, obviously horrible, shouldn't even be in the bubble. I don't even think they want to be here.
It's very rude.
I mean, I'm just being honest. So it's like, yeah, we won. It's good. But overall, kind of just a mediocre standard game. But you take the win, move on to the Suns tomorrow.
Fair enough. Jesse, how you feel about it?
I mean, honestly, this is kind of what I was hoping they would look like against Memphis. So overall, there's not too much to complain about. Big night from Baisley. And yeah, move on to the next game.
Big day from Baisley. We had brunch with the Thunder. How did you guys feel about that? It was kind of strange. Cody, how about you? How do you feel about the win here today?
Good win. Like Jesse said, really wanted them to come out with this type of energy against the Grizzlies. Just didn't seem to happen. Great win, though. Shot the ball really well. Finally got our Gallinari game that we've been talking about the past couple post games. So excited about that.
There it is. All right.
There it was.
All right, Josh, how about you? Any thoughts on the win?
Yeah, I mean, this is like the perfect get-right game. After the Grizzlies, the Wizards are obviously terrible. But, I still think that even without Steve and Dennis and Noel, this game could have got tricky or sideways quickly if they didn't play well, and they did. They played very well. Muscala was great. We're going to talk about him, and Baisley was awesome as well. But they played really well. I'm quite pleased, actually. Without those guys, I think this is still a pretty good win, even though the Wizards are brutal.
They're terrible. 0-5 in the bubble now. But the Thunder needed to get a win after whatever happened against the Grizzlies. So it was the right thing. I was happy with it. It's a great Sunday. And we've mentioned it. Darius Baisley, monster game. How are you guys feeling? You guys might need to temper my expectations here because I've been making a lot of bold claims about the future, and I also saw a tweet comparing his step back three to Kevin Durant, and I didn't hate.
Baisley behind the line puts it up, and
Terry. Bobby, how you feeling about Bays after this one?
Well, if every game was played at 11:30, maybe we'd see Baisley be like this. I'm officially going to bestow the title Brunch God Baisley to him. Because, Brunch God Baisley out here, 23 points, career high, 6 points over his previous career high. And, absolute great performance from him. Definitely something we've all wanted to see. So, the only problem is now we are, as Thunder fans usually are, way too hype about Baisley.
I don't think that's possible. Josh, how'd you feel about it?
Yeah, he was awesome. I mean, the Memphis game, he really fell in love with the three, and he wasn't making a lot of them, and it was kind of frustrating. Today, he would fall in love with the three, but he was making them, so it's cool. It's funny if you're shooting the threes and you're making them, and so he played well, obviously 23 points. My expectations are extremely high for Baisley. I can't help it. Unfortunately, we don't play games at this time ever, so that nickname is awesome, but we never play games at 11:30. But the expectations are high, and I love to see more small ball lineups with Baisley down low, maybe at the 5, and really kind of go with our own little death lineup type of thing. I think Baisley has a really high upside. I like him a lot.
Yeah, and against teams like this, that can work. Whenever you have someone that's a little bit more established in the paint, this might not be the way to go. But on a day we were without
Sure.
our first and second string centers, that's just kind of the way it goes. Jesse, how do you feel about Bays? You mentioned it in your opening. Is this something that you're expecting going forward?
It was definitely exciting to me. I also think even though he was playing some at the 5, which maybe he wouldn't be used to, he still had a great night. So he was able to drive and score. He was making his threes. Yeah, just big night.
Brunch God. The brunch God.
Yes.
Cody, how about you? Is it something we can expect going forward? I'm encouraged.
Yeah, very encouraged. Like you guys said, a lot of his run tonight came at the backup 5, which is really interesting. He was able to space the floor, shooting well from 3. It was good to see him get in a rhythm because it had all seemed that he was on the bad end of some bad plus minuses in the bubble so far between rookies and veterans. So good for him to get some confidence, and perfect game for it. The Wizards, like Bobby said, look like they don't even want to be here. So good win for them, and really encouraging to see how we play tomorrow against Phoenix.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've mentioned it briefly, but it's worth mentioning. There were no Steven Adams, no Nerlens Noel. So Mike Muscala got the start at center, and this next banner says it all. Moose. The man went off. Can you guys speak to that? Obviously, this is not something that we can expect from Moose every game, but he was lights out from downtown, especially there in the first half, and really stretched the floor and made it possible to win this game without either of your your starting or your second string center. So, Bobby, can you speak about Moose today?
Well, I think the biggest thing with Muscala is really that they didn't want to. They changed their game for Muscala. They stretched it out. I really enjoyed seeing him shoot the ball. The strategy, maybe works. We're not going to hit like lights out like we will every time. But for a one-off, I thought it worked out really well. Very encouraging stuff from Muscala, and it's the type of stuff that you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense why Sam Presti would fly to Wisconsin to hang out with Muscala.
Right, which is where you would expect him to be, right? Of course he was in Wisconsin. Cody, how about you, Moose? Tell me about Moose today.
Yeah, man. Moose, M-Jaws, he played well tonight. Sinking the threes. I think at one point, 6 of Chris Paul's assists had gone to, 3 of those had gone to Moose on threes. Just as behind the back passes were just working tonight. Really stretched the floor, really helped us, and Steven and Nerlens is absent. So really encouraging. Glad to see that he is doing well from that nasty fall he took in that game against, I think it was Denver, right?
Yeah, back from concussion, and apparently it cleared some cobwebs because it looked pretty good today. Yeah. Josh, you have any feelings on Moose?
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's talked to me this season knows I've been hard on Moose at times because, he comes in on the games that Steve's out, especially, or Nerlens. Anytime Muscala gets a lot of minutes down low, he can get worked over on the boards pretty good. He only had 3 rebounds today, but if you're going to make 4 threes and score 14 points, I can live with that, And he even had some nice passes. Only had 1 assist, the one to Dort, but he just played really well, and we needed him today, with no Steven, no Nerlens, and he stepped up. A lot of props to old Moose today.
Absolutely. Jesse, you joining me on the Moose train?
Absolutely. I'm a huge Moose fan. I think you're not going to get the big presence defensively from him, but when you shoot like he did today, it's fun.
It is fun.
Anytime he plays, I mean, I never necessarily put him into the winning mix, I would say, but when he plays, he scores. So
yeah, I mean, we've got some of his highlights here. I'm impressed with Moose. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I mean, that's just brilliant stuff. It was really exciting to just see him go off and
no look passes, just in transition, bang bang.
Oh man,
it looks very comfortable.
He does. I'm happy, and here's that assist you mentioned.
Yeah, this is my favorite play. Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to take the time to mention that he has a Super Mario tattoo on his shoulder.
He does, and I think he's the best center in the league. Okay.
Always realistic here on Boomtown
Hoops. Look, not homers at all. All right, I'm probably going to interrupt you guys with this song, but we got to talk about him. Danilo Gallinari today. He looked great, shot well. Let's see here. Cody, tell me about Danilo's game.
Well, he finally got the game that we were wanting these past 4 games in the bubble. He's looking great. 4 of 6 not 4 to 6, 6 of 8 from the field, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, plus 17 on the day. Really just a masterful offensive game from him. Can't ask for any better from that, honestly. So that's really all I got to say about him. It's awesome.
I mean, you already know what I'm going to say. You already know. See? Exactly,
It's
right?
beautiful.
Hey, they're playing that after his threes now, too, in the bubble. It's awesome.
I know. I love it. I love it. Jesse, how'd you feel about Danilo today?
Oh no, she's muted.
Oh, am I
Live
muted?
shows. You're good now.
You're good now.
You're good now. You're good now.
Okay. I thought he looked a lot better than in previous games. And whenever he did have the ball, he just had more of a flow. It looked easier to him this game. And yeah, he looked great.
Yes, absolutely. Bobby?
Gallinari will always get you a good 19, 20 points a game. But this particular performance was smoother, more efficient, and, frankly, more exciting. So, yeah, I mean, great game from Gallinari. And, I just want to hear the music again. Hit the music. There we go. Sorry, viewers. But
You don't have to ask me twice, man. I'm going to do it. All right, Josh. Danilo?
Yeah, I mean nothing different from what these guys said. Whenever he's out there making his shots, he adds so much. His length, he's able to get clean, good looks because of his height and everything off those 3-point in the wing and the corners. And if he's knocking down his threes, it just makes the team so much better. It really does. And so I pretty much just hear that tune every time he shoots, and it's great. And if he's doing that, Thunder are tough to beat.
All right. I agree. And there's an interesting rumor. Dennis Schroeder was in the virtual crowd tonight. It was very dark and mysterious. You couldn't see him very well. But there's rumor that he was telling the fans in his section that he's coming back to the bubble tomorrow to start a 4-day quarantine and will be back with the team soon. Obviously, we don't know if this is verified or not. Can you guys speak to that? Do you hear anything? And if so, what does that do for this Thunder team? Bobby?
Well, virtual section rumors. That's my new favorite NBA thing.
Right.
Incredible stuff. But I mean, obviously, the quicker we can get Dennis back, the better. The team just looks completely different when you have all 3 point guards, going at full effect. And let's get him back before the playoffs. That'd be great.
Absolutely. Cody, how about you?
Yeah, really hoping he comes back to help us, like Bobby said, get this 3-guard lineup kicking again. We even in the first game that he was in, he didn't have a whole good rhythm against the Jazz, just looked a little clunky. So hopefully he can get back, start his quarantine, come back against the Clippers, and make this run for the postseason.
Absolutely. Jesse, are you putting any stock into rumors coming out of the virtual section?
I mean, obviously, I hope they're true.
Right.
I think we've seen Shea struggle a little bit more than maybe I thought he would. So, yeah, I mean, if it's true, I'm all in. Bring it back.
Absolutely. But Shea looked better in this game than he did, obviously, against the Grizzlies. And it was something that he started slow, but obviously got better as the game went on. So I'm hoping that he's starting to knock some rust off. And, Josh, you mentioned it in our last post-game show. Shea hasn't been himself without Dennis. So what would him coming back into the bubble mean for the team?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I mean, he's maybe the 6th man of the year. I mean, he's one of the best players in the team. I mean, Shea was better today, 18, 6, and 7, I think. And, that was big. It is the Wizards, but he played much better. But they're going to need him to win a postseason series. They're going to definitely need Dennis to be there. And, tomorrow, as far as I wish I knew how these virtual fan sections work better. You get to talk to the people who are physically next to you on the screen. I guess that's new to me.
Yeah.
That's new to me. And it makes sense because if he comes back tomorrow, he could be back for the Clippers game, theoretically, get a tune-up for postseason. So it would make sense in theory that I could see Dennis always having planned that. So that at least makes sense. And so, yeah, he's huge. I mean, he's, like I said, maybe 6th man of the year. He's extremely important to the team. Everybody knows that. So if he can get one tune-up game before playoffs, that's a win. Absolutely.
And, I will say the Thunder's virtual fan section had some availabilities today. And there are 5 of us right here who would if anyone's listening.
Yeah,
if you need some bodies, we will be virtual bodies for you.
Yes.
And we are right back at this tomorrow against the red-hot Phoenix Suns, no pun intended, at 1:30 p.m. Bobby, what are you looking for in that game?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. The Suns have been absolutely unbeatable in the bubble. But really, I guess just a return to form for the Thunder. But honestly, I'm just ready and understanding that the Suns are just going to bowl over us because that is just the way, I guess.
Well, I disagree. Jesse, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I think I'm still just looking pretty closely at SGA, and I'd like for him to have a big game tomorrow. He did look much better today, but I still think he's still kind of fighting for it, which is going to happen. But I would like to see him get in more of a rhythm.
Yeah, I agree with you. We certainly need. I say we like him on the team. Josh, how about you? What are you looking forward to tomorrow against Phoenix?
Well, my expectations definitely change a lot depending on if Steve and Nerlens are able to play. If they play, it's a game you need to win. Even the Suns are hot. It's a game you need to win. If they don't play, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I mean, TJ Warren is out of his mind. I mean, he's scoring over 30 every single game, literally. And
luckily, he's in Indiana.
Yeah. Oh, embarrassing. Move on from me. Go to Cody.
We'll edit that out. Don't worry about it.
Move on.
No, but that was a good point because DeAndre Ayton is a very, very serious man, and without Nerlens and Steven, today's outcome would probably be much different because we don't have the bodies to put up against someone like that. Cody, how do you feel about the game against Phoenix?
Yeah, kind of like you guys were saying, really would like for Steven Nerlens to be there tomorrow. Like you guys said, Ayton's a beast down low. One thing I am really excited to see, Dort on Booker. We're going to have a real good defensive matchup for Dort tomorrow. So I think that's going to really kind of tell us what his defense level really is like in the bubble. We already know he's the Kingslayer, obviously, but Booker has just been on another level, hitting game winners in PG's eye. So
yeah, I mean, people do that though. All right. My name is Weston. I have been joined by Bobby and Cody and Jesse and Josh. And we are all great friends having a really good time watching this basketball team. And we're going to be right back at it tomorrow after the 1:30 p.m. tip against Phoenix. So we will see you soon. And because we still don't have an outro song, I'm going to play this man again. See you tomorrow.
Oklahoma, oh, City Thunder, hey, hey, Oklahoma, oh, City Thunder, hey, hey, Oklahoma, oh, City Thunder, hey, hey, Oklahoma, oh, City Thunder, hey, hey. We like to rock in the OKC, in the OKC, in the OKC. We like to rock in the OKC.